Check. Yo. One sec. Doing some stuff. Wait, training view. Application capture. Doing some stuff. Wait. Okay. Oops. Give me 1 second, please. Oops. Alt. Oh, shit. Alt. There we go. I wonder if we can show the running profit. Yes.
Portrait live cam need to be center.
Portrait live cam? What do you mean, like the camera? I'm just readjusting some things so that you guys can see. And I want to see if I go here, does it still show? Oops. Just nice, it still shows the profit. Okay, cool. I can jump around windows now. And we can do this, so we can always show the running profit on screen. Oops. Right, that should work. That's pretty cool. Okay, cool. YouTube, Maven Shorts, let me know if the YouTube portrait mode goes out. We're just testing some shit right now. We'll answer any questions if people have questions. Numbers are not clear. Where can I watch your live apart from Insta? You can watch on YouTube, Kick, X, Instagram. I stream everywhere constantly, basically. I just wanted to break down the gold is coming back up. And this is, we told you this morning that this was your buy opportunity somewhere in here, right? If you wanted to get in, you can. It's going to be continuing up. It's probably going to pump for the rest of the day. What you want to watch. What you want to watch is this 1 hour here. We want to see a regain of this zone. So if in 30 minutes you see a close, I got about 30 minutes on the stream maximum, so we can kind of watch it. If it does close back within there, then this is the trade you want to take for sure, and you can long that. Hi, is Maven geo-blocked in the UAE? Cannot access the website. I don't know. Should ask Maven. I'm honestly not sure. I'm honestly not sure. Maybe it is. Maybe, I don't know. Things change all the time. So, what happened earlier? Not much. The market's not been as crazy as we thought. We're hoping as it comes into the end of the day, it starts pumping up a bit. We did sell that Bitcoin at the exact top. You know, as we said, it would just go to this high, right? We closed out that Bitcoin long. There's a lot of weird drawings on here. I wish I could just, can I just drag and select some? Like, can I just select, like, control select or something? No. Right. I can do that, right? Delete. There you go, I can delete that like that. Cool. Yep. What market am I on? Says on the chart always, bro. This is Bitcoin. You can adjust the text size and contrast on MacBook through. Did you upgrade DMC? So yeah, I guess so. DMC is like constantly upgrading. Like the whole point of this community is so that we can continue to push ideas, right? We can continue progressing what we believe, right? It's not like this. The interesting thing with DMC is it's not a cult like ICT. ICT is a cult, where a cult by my definition of a cult is where there is one ruler that comes up with the rules, right? And then you follow the rules blindly and you attack everyone who doesn't believe in the cult, right? Everything else is wrong. Everything that your ruler says is correct, okay? And that is ICT. ICT is a cult by quite definition, right? With DMC, you're perfectly welcome to take the concepts I teach you, develop your own things, and then discuss them with the team. You're perfectly fine to do that. I'm not saying that this is the be all end all, right? I also say that, hey, you know, you're welcome to incorporate other things too. I don't think other things work very well, but I'm sure there's ways that you can, okay? I know that ICT doesn't work. I'm positive about that, actually. Buy silver or what? I mean, yeah, let's look at silver. Silver is looking funny. It's pretty crashy right now, but I'd be buying silver. It'd be a pretty good buy, honestly. Yeah. You need silver for weapons, I think. Like any metal is gonna do well, realistically. So this is actually coming back up, which is quite nice because you can see they attempted to make that new low on the daily here, right? Sounds like a dictatorship. Yeah, ICT's a cult, dude. Like, actually, let's look up the definition of a cult. Let's just type in cult, right? A cult is generally defined by a cohesive, often small, selective group with unorthodox, extreme, or deviant beliefs and practices, led by a charismatic authoritarian leader. These groups are often cohesive, manipulative, and isolating tactics to maintain control over the members. Sounds a lot like ICT to me, right? One leader, ICT, a narcissistic figure with no accountability. Bro, Robin's Cup. That's all I have to say, dude. Robin's Cup, fucking 10 years in a row. I'm going to win the Robin's Cup. I'm going to win the Robin's Cup. I didn't apply for the Robin's Cup. I never tried. I didn't do it. I'm going to win the Robin's Cup. I didn't know. We didn't do the Robin's Cup. He's going, I'm going to win. I'm going to win. I never applied. It's like, this is like quite literally. This is by definition, ICT by definition is a cult. What's my strategy, bro? It's dumb money concepts. You can check out my YouTube video. When am I going to trade? I am currently trading. There's always a trade running. We do very, very well. Very, very, very well. And I'm just wondering, so we got that silver. Should we add to the silver maybe? Like, I want to add to the silver. Let's look at this. So here's so if you're looking at silver here and you close back within this range, right? It's going to come back up here, right? Because this is, if you close in here, right? It's going to bounce there and it has to go to this leg up, right? What I'm just watching right now is because it does look good. They do seem to be buying it back. And if it does this, then on the daily, it's going to close somewhere in here, right? Somewhere in there. And then the daily candle is going to close somewhere in here, okay? And that's going to be a really nice bounce off, right? You're going to have a really nice wick. So tomorrow will be nice for silver, right? So we can watch this to see how this daily closes. If the daily closes good, I'm going to be happy to buy some more silver. I'll add to the silver trade. Let's look at copper. Cause copper is pretty needed too, bro. Overall, I mean, we've made a lot of money on copper stocks already. The daily doesn't look as good on copper as gold and silver, so we'll just skip out on it for now. US oil, chilling still, I think. Silver is going to continue till when? Probably new highs, bro. Well, we got in silver, what, like last week? When the Mexico stuff came out, we got into silver. We're just going to shoot for highs. Strategy name is called Dumb Money Concepts. What did you say would be a price to watch for gold again for stop loss? Let's look at gold, right? If you want to, I mean, I get it. You guys just want like to learn stuff, but you're often just if you're just asking for like, if you're just asking for signals, then I don't know how well it's gonna work for you because you're just gonna fuck up everything I teach, everything that you do. You're gonna make money and then you're gonna fuck it up. So you might want to actually learn this stuff, than just like try to find like the stops and targets. But if you go on the real time hours on gold, right, and you look here, and you're like, okay, we have. Let me scoot this a bit more. What is that? Okay. What is that? Okay, so here. So you have this swing low, right? You have this swing low, and then you have this swing high, right? So if you regain this, you're going to target those highs, okay? And the only level down is this previous level. So the logic is, if you regain this level, you must go for the next level higher, right? Before losing the next level behind, right? Because we must satisfy the trend of the next move, okay? That's it. That's all you need to know. But where to learn? On my YouTube channel, bro. I teach everything for free. Everything I do is always for free forever. I will never charge you for anything because I actually make money doing this. You trade 1R, doesn't matter. I trade whatever the setup tells me to. It could be half R, it could be 2, 3R, it doesn't matter. Do you recommend copying streamers such as myself? I mean, you could, because I swing trade. It'd be like, if you can't make money copying me, I think you might be like fucking actually mentally retarded, like full on retarded. Because this is like, I take like one trade every other day, and you could literally watch my streams not live, like hours later, still get a perfectly fine entry and still make money, right? That's the thing about swing trade. You could just literally do whatever I said. You could just literally blindly follow me and win. I recommend you don't, because that would make this a cult. I recommend you question things and you try to devise your own systems and you add to the community rather than just being a leech. But what are we doing right now? We're building a community. Right? We're building a community of traders that can learn from the concepts that I've made. How do you use it as swing? That question doesn't make any sense. What's your biggest advice for beginner traders? The best advice for a new trader is don't focus on your strategy. The strategy is the least important thing you will do as a trader. The most important thing to do as a trader is to identify ego. And a lot of you aren't even understand what that means. And that's the problem, is because our society doesn't understand how to identify ego and sit with your own consciousness. Right? And I know this sounds new age fucking hippie woo-woo shit, but quite literally, it is the most useful thing that you, like, trust. I've been doing this for 14 years, man. I tried the strategy route. Doesn't work. Okay? Notice how everyone who comes in here asks, what is your strategy? And then they ask me something about my strategy. What is your R? Where's your take profit? Everyone asks me about those, right? Not a single person ever asks anything about psychology. Not a single person ever asks anything important about how do you manage, how do you fix your ego? How do you fix your need to be right all the time? These are the most important things, because those are the things that destroy you. Your strategy is perfectly fine if you just buy dips. Like, that's a good enough strategy. You can beat the market if you follow the trend and you buy the dip. That will beat the market. But 99% of you are unable to identify with your own ego. Or unidentify with your own ego. You know? Because you never tried. Every time I play ego, I blow the account. Exactly, bro. And I'm sure most of you can look in hindsight, about like, hey, I fucked up yesterday because I was over trading. I know every one of you can do that. You can be like, hey, I did this yesterday and that caused me a problem. But most of you aren't going to be able to notice it in real time. And that's your challenge as a trader, is to identify these things in real time and then take action to avoid the problem in which you're going to create. It's the same idea as if, like, let's say your girlfriend gets mad at you, right? Because you left the dishes out. And you're like, well, you always do leave the dishes out too, right? It's the exact same thing. And what's amazing is if you practice learning how to trade and you learn how to identify yourself in real-time consciousness, you will be better at your regular life too, because you won't have these fights with your girlfriend or whatever. You leave the dishes out sort of thing, right? Identify the emotion, be non-reactive to it, process it accordingly, and then come back when you have a better mindset. That's trading. Is that not trading? That's the same as fucking trading. You get into a fight with your girlfriend, it's the same fucking thing as trading. Please look at the Bitcoin chart. Yeah, sure. This is the stuff I need to hear more than a strategy. Yes, sir. Nori, welcome to the stream where we rant. We like to yell and rant. We like to make fun of ICT because guess what? They're fucking stuck, bro. They're all stuck. They're all stuck in their fucking ego-filled brains thinking a strategy is going to fix them. The secret sauce, bro. Let's look at Bitcoin. It's a fucking cult, dude. They have no way of being conscious enough to even recognizing that the beliefs that they have are wrong. Like the thing that they're following, just because some other person made money doing it by randomly placing orders. Boop, boop, boop. If you click buy enough times in a row, dude, eventually you'll have a winning streak that lasts 3 months. And guess what? There's a million ICT traders. So the ones that are winning, they go ahead and sell you a course. Or they just sell you a course and lie to you. Like, it is possible. But thousands of people are making money from ICT by fucking doing nothing, all right? Where's my emojis? Emojis. Okay, you wanted to look at Bitcoin again, okay, right? I guess, and we talk a lot about the actual problems in which we have as a trader, right? And very much trading is an amalgamation of all of the issues you have in your personal life, categorized onto a chart with numeric values added to them. So what I mean by that is all of the problems that you have get put down in front of you instantaneously and get proven to you by negative numbers. So the more loss, the more bad of a trader you are, the more fucked up you are in your mental state. So if you're not a profitable trader, it's because you're mentally messed up. And guess what? We're all mentally messed up. So I've done tons of like actual proper therapy for my own self, right? And guess what? That was one of the best things I ever did for trading, because you're able to identify things that you weren't able to identify before. So the better you become as a person, the better you become as a trader. Conversely, they also help each other. But what we said
What's
about
your opinion about algo and discretionary trading?
Algo and discretionary trading. So two different things. Algo versus discretionary trading. I mean, algos don't work. I can tell you that for sure. Algorithms do not work. Like, I've been doing this for 14 years. I've seen people good friends have completely ruined their lives because they've gone all in on an algorithm. The algorithm has worked for months, years even sometimes, and they go all in on it. They're making good money, and then boom, they're dumb and they lose everything, right? You've got a 90% profit rate, showing how do you stay disciplined enough not to let Invincibility bias kick in after a long winning streak. Yeah, it's actually a really interesting question. I like that a lot. Sorry, I got distracted. Somebody wanted to know about Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going to sell off, dude. This is a pump for a retracement so that people can sell. That's what I did. It pumped up so that I can get out. That's all it is. We want to get out of this. Okay. I took a long, right? Technically closed it in profit. It's not good enough for me to count it though, because I don't count tiny profits as winning trades. Okay. And then that's it. Okay. So invincibility bias. I have to think on that. If a long, like right now, I am currently on a very good winning streak, right? 90% profit. And my win rate is, let's pull up the data, right? This is the actual data that you can see, okay? So I have an 87% win rate, okay? For this year so far. This will go down at some point. And it will be an ego hit, right? Because the more often you win, the harder it is on your psyche when you do lose, because it's a more significant shift in your percentage. But the glorious thing is, if the problem is, okay, so we do this stuff all the time. Let's jump to a chart, okay? Just a clean chart. Let's bring out the board. So invincibility bias, right? If this is the problem we're worried about, right? And then we take a loss, right? Because at some point we will have a loss after a winning streak, okay? This is the situation. We're drawing it out, okay? What is this? This is an ego hit, right? Ego hit, right? So how do we correct ego? We've done this. We actually did this on the earlier stream today. What is the solution to managing ego? Nice. Portrait's working. Perfect. Yeah, that's interesting. Portrait is where we get all the freaking... Everyone's on short form now. I love it. There's a lot of discovery on YouTube. I'm wondering if we should do TikTok again too. But I just think TikTok is fucking terrible platform. So TikTok's got really good discovery as well. Unfortunately, Instagram does not. Like 100,000 followers and like 18 people watching on Instagram. But yeah. So ego hit. How do we manage our ego? Ego is identification. What is ego? Okay. So what is ego, right? What is it, right? It's identifying. We're just doing things step by step, right? We're actually processing things for you guys real time here, okay? Identify, identity. Oh my God. Spelling is not an important thing for a trader, okay? Identification with, I just read random letters there, okay? You guys know what I'm trying to say. Identification with habits or actions or physical world, right? Let's move that over. Okay, what is ego? So you're identifying with the physical things around you and the things you do as a individual. That's what ego is, okay? So if you are a gym bro and you go and you make a really sick lift, right? Then you'll be like, "Oh fuck yeah, I'm ego lifting," right? Because I'm physically promoting the thing that I believe to be true. If I am a trader and I make a really banging win, my ego is boosted because I identify with being a trader. So what do? Is we need to remove that ego. We need to get rid of the ego of being a trader so that the changes in which our wins and losses don't affect us, right? If we identify with being a trader or a gym bro or a fucking, good at bicycling, right? It doesn't matter what it is. If you identify with something and then things change, that ego is either boosted or destroyed, okay? So we need to remove that connection with self. How do we do that? Hobbies. Other things. Right? That's it. That's one way, is to have a variety of different things you identify with. Or you can do things that practice releasing the ego. Okay. Which would be like Buddhism, meditation. I don't know. Those are the things coming to my mind right now. Right. What's your opinion on AI day trading? Useless. Okay, so let's see what you guys said, because I chat's been going fucking nuts. Walk away and then start over. Sure. So the issue with a loss after, so what you're referring to is somebody said Judge Bibbles, right? You said after you hit a loss after a winning streak, you walk away and start over. Now that is an action, but it's not an emotion. And the thing with ourselves is we are emotional creatures, right? So the way that we fix things is by validating the emotion and then diving into the emotional side rather than logically trying to fix it. I know everyone here, they think, hey, I'm a logical person, I can do all these things, right? It's not like, you need to be aware that, hey, you have an emotional side, and the reason why you're trading, and the reason why you're trying to make money, the reason why you're identifying with being a trader, the reason why you want to prove yourself to other people is because you have an emotional attachment to that belonging. So when you say walk away, it's a lot easier said than done, right? If you just had a loss and your ego's hit now, right? Your ego's hurt, and you're letting that affect you, right? You can't walk away. You can't take the logical decision when you're suffering an ego, right? We have to solve that ego problem, right? So we need to release the ego first, otherwise you won't be able to walk away. That's what so the action then comes after you've fixed the emotional traumatic point. Right? The trauma here is a loss, right? The trauma doesn't mean like I got beat by my dad or anything like that, or my mom never loved me or anything. Not like real trauma, but like having a loss is a traumatic event because it hurts the ego, and our egos are what control us. What are you trading, man? I can't see. We're just ranting about fucking psychology is what we're doing. You guys want to read a good book? Let me show you a book here. This book's called Already Free by Bruce Tift, right? It's a blend between the Western world way to solve problems, which is create an environment in which you idealize, and the Buddhist Eastern way to solve problems. So it's the two combined. The Eastern way is more to cultivate an internal environment that you find peace in everything, right? And then the Western world is to change things for your liking. And this is an interesting book. It's a psychology book. And as a trader, you should be reading a lot about psychology, and if you want to get better. And the blend between the two is really interesting because the Western approach is something I've always known. And it's like, hey, create the life you want, manifest it, and then create it. And then the Eastern side is like, I am already where I want to be, right? And it's interesting because when you combine the two, you can have a very awesome life. Let's go YouTube. Useless. Yeah, AI is useless. AI won't help you trade. Why? Why won't AI help you trade? Because AI is an amalgamation of searches based off of all information that other people have already said. Soon, AI will be an amalgamation of other AIs in which other AIs have created data. But right now, in the early days of AI is basically based off of things that other people believe currently. Okay, so it's an amalgamation of beliefs that people have already put on the internet. So guess what? Your average trader's retarded. Your average trader doesn't know shit, dude. So why would you assume that AI is going to know anything? They're using the mass majority information. So if you use AI, it will most obviously give you the answer that everyone is doing, which is wrong. Have you tried that book I recommended to you? What was the book, bro? Did you post it on X? I think I saved it. Was it I think it was a religion book or something? YouTube's a little bit annoying because there's a little bit of a delay on the streams. Will AI replace trading? No chance. But AI can judge in real time. I mean, I can judge in real time. So why would I want AI to do it for me when I know I'm better? Like, as a trader, you don't want to be doing what the majority is doing, right? You could use it as like a fucking hedge against what you think is going to happen potentially, so that you know what the masses are most likely going to do. Maybe you could do it that way, potentially. Right. It looks like the stream's working again. So, my mom didn't love me, so it's easy, I guess. Yeah, but we all have like major traumas too, bro. Everyone had some sort of thing. So luckily for you, as you learn how to identify your trades better, you're also going to be able to identify your own problems better. So it's actually really awesome to become a trader. It will do it 24/7. Yeah, but it'll be wrong 24/7. Like, I don't understand why you would want to push something that can. I could hire somebody to smash my windows 7 days a week, and then I don't have to do it anymore. Wow, what an amazing! I could fucking hire somebody to beat me up once an hour on the hour. It'd be amazing. I don't have to hurt myself. I could get an AI to just insult me constantly. It's like, what are these? Are all useless things. Why would I want it to do it 24/7? It's a useless thing to me. AI can have access to more data and be faster, but that's not an advantage for you. It's already been arbitraged out. There's AIs the AI that you get is not going to be the one that the big guys get. So again, it's public information is useless. The only thing that's useful for you as a trader is what did we determine this the other day? We determined this the other day. Let me just open up a fresh chart here so I can draw. Okay, board time. Okay. These are the things that can make you profitable as an average Joe retail trader. Trend hopping, right? This can be DMC, right? It can be trend progression, right? Or it can be FOMO trends, okay? Right? For an example, anything that is currently trending, DMC and trend progression are the things you can use to know the next move, okay? Or this can be fundamental based, right? Or it can be fundamental based, okay? So that actually this is this is two different things. We're going to do two different things, okay? So you have trend hopping, right? So fundamental or FOMO, right? Or you can have the next move, right? And that's going to be trend progression or DMC, right? And that is also a trend based. What is the trend, basically? You'll know the next move only, right? Or you can just follow Again, the trend, right? Just buy and hold, right? So again, the trend, right? These are the things that can make you money. It's only trend things. Okay? You are not here. So I heard something interesting is what was that guy Delta Delta options or something on Instagram? Basically, there's 3 ways you can make money as a trader. Is you can have better data, right? You can have faster data, right? Or you can use that data better, right? These are the 3 things that you can do in order to make profitable strategies, okay? So better data, you're not going to get that. Okay? And guess what? Faster data, you're not going to get that either, right? Because the bots and everything are going to beat you, okay? Nobody's going to be able to do that. And then you can use that data better. Maybe you could do that, right? Maybe. You could use that data better. Or you can do what the fuck I just said right here. And you just follow the trend. Right? Because then you don't need to use the data at all. You don't need to use these small time frame data things. You follow trends. Right? I guess that might be determined as use that data better, right? Do I have a... Oh, I gotta go. I think I missed an interview. Anyways, I've been streaming for too long. I gotta go. Ciao, ciao.